Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining this live broadcast. It's a good time again that I appreciate each one of you, for those who are following now and those who are going to follow later. I don't take it for granted that you found time, or rather, you're going to find time to be able to interact here in this platform. So I am Frederick Wahome. I am a vice chair at Kenya CyberSecurity and Forensic Association, an entity that we found way back in 2016 with a team of professionals in law, also in cybersecurity, and also guys from forensics as well. And the reason behind the association was because we identified a disconnect between professionals in the legal fraternity, especially those who deals with IT and cybersecurity. We also identify the law enforcement. So these are the police officers, the DCI, the cybercrime, who are the first responders in a digital crime environment, and also the IT, cybersecurity, and forensics professionals. These are technical people who understand about Linux, operating systems, the tools, and all that. So that was the idea behind that, and we identified that an IT person is not very well conversant with the law, cyber law, data protection, computer misuse, and cybercrime act. Number two, the legal professionals are not well conversant with the IT and the technical jargon. And when you come to now the law enforcement, they are now not very clear when it comes to digital crime. They are accustomed and used to the normal crime. And this new form of crime is something that is new, and it requires someone to be able to collaborate, partner, and interact with other professionals so that they can be able to provide a solution on the same. So we onboard members, both we have the IT, if you are an IT professional, if you are in forensics, if you are an enthusiast, let's say you are a student in the university or college, and you feel you have an interest in cybersecurity or maybe forensics, then you can join us. Again, we also onboard law enforcement officers. So these are people working in the police, and they are the one mandated to deal with cybercrime. We also have people, we have members, we have members in the National Intelligence Service. We have members from military intelligence. And considering that cybersecurity is borderless and that anyone can become a victim. So we also attract members from the Office of Directorate of Public Prosecution and other government parastatals. And one of such members is the Communications Authority through the KESA. So we have at least around 15 members working within the Department of IT and Cybersecurity. We also attract members from the legal, the lawyers. These are people who have specialized in technology-related matters. They are also lawyers, who find themselves in court, arguing out cyber-related matters. And of course, we also have corporate members. So these are companies that are startup in cybersecurity, forensics, data protection, blockchain. So as long as you feel that you start to get or to gain value by associating with a team of professionals who have collectively come together to build the industry. So you are also, welcome to join us. Also, we have the SME. Let's say you have been in the business, you do IT, cyber, forensics, all that. You are also welcome to join us. And when you join us, one of our key objectives is to build capacity to you, to empower you when it comes to technical matters, um, train you, provide a platform for you to network, some sort of mentorship. Then it is now up to you to be able to take advantage of the available platform and also create valuable networks within the association. So there's a fee for individual members. It's 4,000 Kenya shillings. Also for per year, that is. For students, it's around 1,500 Kenya shillings per year. And for corporate members, a startup with one or two people, it's 10,000 per year. And we qualify one or two people to join. For SME, it's around between 10 to 20,000. And we also have big corporations, it's around 50,000 to 100,000. So join so that we can build this organization together, and it can help us to shape cybersecurity as an industry. It is not that the association belongs to us, the association belongs to the people. It's only that we've been mandated for now to be the custodian and the stewards as we continue to train more leaders who are going to take up the positions of leadership as we continue to provide counsel to our members. So we'll be very much waiting for you. We'll also feel very good and happy when you join us as well. So I am a leader at Security Technologies, a company that we founded way back in 2010 and has been growing progressively. And the reason for our today's conversation is around the issue of one of the legends of cybersecurity and ethical hacking by the name of Kevin Mitnick. So I went to Maseno University back in 2005, and I was admitted to partake a course in computer science and technology. And I remember I used to follow Kevin Mitnick when I was in first year. I used to follow his stories, read his stories, how he transformed from a black hat now to a white hat, and he had somehow founded a private consulting company way back in 2003. And I was really following his story, and I remember he inspired me to and drew my attention to cybersecurity when I was still in first year. And I remember back then there was this virus called Kibaki and Raida back around 2006, 2007. And there were many viruses, within the Kenyan environment. And I also participated back then to build small, you can call them small viruses, because there's nothing much these viruses were doing in the computers. And, they somehow ignited a fire and, planted a seed of cybersecurity in me. And I started to pursue to learn Linux, to understand the mindsets of hackers, to understand how to become a hacker, to understand how to get into cybersecurity. And I continued to pursue that and to study and to read, even as I continued with my degree. And I remember way back in 2009, that's when we graduated. And 2010, I worked for about 3 months in a company attached, but I found that my interest somehow, even though I had graduated with a computer science qualification, I got to understand that I was more inclined into cybersecurity. Somehow there was a thrill in me that was pushing me towards cybersecurity. Though back then there was no much access to information, especially in Kenya, and also mentors were not accessible at all way back in 2010. And because of that, we started with IT. Somehow I kept that service through the company somehow as a padding service. Although I continued to do a lot of research, to read a lot, to follow other people globally, who were back then in cybersecurity. And I remember we provided a lot of solutions in software development. We had a software for real estate. We had a software for point of sale. We had a software for school management that we had built with Microsoft SQL Server as the database, and using VB.NET back then. And we onboarded a number of customers, but I still felt that somehow my calling was maybe into cybersecurity, but there was not much help that was there, and even the people that I tried to contact, as mentors or something of the sort, somehow the help or the assistance was not forthcoming. But I remember I met one of the person in a conference, in a cybersecurity conference back in 2010, and I asked a question, a very controversial question. It was to do with the law enforcement and how they treat the information, their level and measure of understanding when people report these issues and all that. And one of the person in that conference noted me, and he came to me and he gave me a word that if you continue pursuing that route in cybersecurity, you are going to excel, and he encouraged and challenged me to follow that route and to keep on studying, to keep on researching. And I can, I can confirm to you that that person was also contributed a lot to shaping my direction and navigation into cybersecurity as a career, and also um, to onboard our services in cybersecurity in the company. And with that brief history, um, this is why we are here today. We are here because we want to honor the legend, Kevin Mitnick, and may the Lord, rest his soul in eternal peace. I request us to take 10 seconds of silence as we observe that honor on behalf of this legend who have already now left us at the age of 59 because of cancer. And, we are praying for his family. We are praying for his friends globally that, they shall find comfort in the fact that there are so many people that he inspired globally, and whatever work he initiated, the work he has been doing, there are many thousands and thousands around the world who are going to continue doing the same work. I want us to observe um, at least a duration of 10 seconds as we honor this legend. May the Lord rest his soul into eternal peace. Sorry about that. So there's a light that I was using. So we'll continue with the conversation even in the absence of the light. So we are now launching a training and a capacity building into cybersecurity and ethical hacking for young people. So this is a program that is going to be run through Campus Mental Lab that you see behind here. So we have a training center that we are still equipping. We are equipping the center with computers, with servers, with firewalls, such that it is a real center of cybersecurity where young people can be able to come and they practice and they do a number of things as we try to shape their career in cybersecurity and in making them to be responsible cybersecurity experts within the region. Currently, there are projections by Cyber Ventures that by 2025, the value of cybercrime will already have hit around USD $10 billion. You can imagine this is quite huge amount of money to be lost by 2025. And what it needs is we need to fill this gap, this skill gap, by training more young people and trying to shape their form so that they also understand the importance of having integrity in cybersecurity. And this is one of the reasons behind our initiative to train at least 50 young people in the next 6 months. And for the next 1 year, we shall already have reached close to 100 young people. Our projection is by maybe in about 2 or 3 years, we should already have hit at least 500 young people within the African continent. So our scope is Kenya and also now other African countries out there. We may give priority to our Kenyan brothers and sisters because we are going to onboard them physically to a physical location. They are going to There will be a requirement for physical interactions, but for those who will be outside Kenya, where physical interaction is not possible, we are going to take advantage of the virtual platforms. And the reason that I am reaching out to you is number one, if you are a beneficiary or you feel that you may want to be a beneficiary in this, then I welcome you to make an application. And there's a link that has been shared on my LinkedIn where there is a registration form, and it is on a first come, first served basis. So the priority is going to be given to those who apply. And when we hit the 50 number, then we are going to close on the applications. Then they are going to be onboarded, and the process is going to start in the course of next week. In the course of next month, that is the month of August. In 2021, we initiated the virtual mentorship, where we were able to mentor close to around 50 people, and this process was a free of charge process, and we have had great success from young people who are mentored. Many of them, they are now working, even attached in great organizations out there. So I know that it requires a lot of commitment. It requires a lot of consistency for most of young people to make a decision to join such a conversation and such an initiative. And again, at the back of our minds, in as much we are empowering you, but we are honoring Kevin Mitnick for what he has done for the world, and even to provide a platform for continuity of what he has been doing around the world. I know he has empowered most of us around the world, inspired to be able to become better, inspired some of black hearts out there to reform and transform their lives into providing white hat, solutions and services out there, and being there as good people, who are able to use their technical skills for the betterment of the society and for positive social impact in the society. So number one is to reach out. If you have anyone, anyone who can be able to benefit from this, then you can be able to share this information with them. And we'll be launching our website in the next like 1 week. So more details are going to be shared in all these platforms and also on our social medias. So if you can also check out on my Twitter. My Twitter is Wahome Fred. You can follow because we'll be sharing a lot of updates on the progress of this initiative. So we know and we understand the cost on us, and that's why we are also reaching out to potential partners. So you are in cybersecurity, you know that you can mentor a young person, you can guide them, you can allocate 1 hour per week or so. So we are also reaching out to you so that you can also donate and volunteer your time. And again, if let's say you have some resources in form of servers, you have VPS on the cloud, you have some credit on cloud, because each and every young person who is going to join this mentorship, they are required to have some VPS on the cloud where they shall be uploading tools, creating tools as well on the cloud. So we need a number of resources out there in form of financial resources. Remember, we need to equip our campus mental lab. We need to equip it with some computers. We need to equip it, maybe have a firewall or 2 firewalls, for instance. So if you can be able to donate such resources, if you have a firewall somewhere lying down and you are not using it, if you have a server lying somewhere, we already have a server room, but it's not well equipped, and we need to equip it so that when these young people come, they interact, And my experience as a practitioner within East Africa and African region, most young people when they come out of school and the universities and colleges, they are not conversant with servers, they have never touched even a firewall, they have never interacted maybe with a real cloud. And that's why we feel if indeed we are going to add value to these young people, they have to interact with a physical server. They have to understand how server is deployed. They have to understand what is a RAID and they interact with it in real time. They need to know how does a firewall look like. Let's say a physical firewall. Let's say a virtual firewall that is configured virtually. How does a cloud, a cloud environment feel like? So that after we shape these students and these participants, then they can get out there and they can become the defenders. They can exercise their offensive skills. They can exercise their defensive skills. And we are focusing with almost every aspect of IT. We are focusing with networking. We are focusing with the database. We are focusing with the mobile ecosystem. We are focusing with the infrastructure part of it. We are focusing with the new and emerging technology like blockchain. We are also onboarding artificial intelligence. We are onboarding machine learning. All these, then we contextualize them through cybersecurity. So our training first, like for the first 2 months, will be to shape them and for them to understand these aspects of IT, and that is from a hands-on perspective. So if you are talking about setting up a server, they shall be required to use and take advantage of virtual platforms like VirtualBox and VMware. So we'll be looking up to, let's say, licenses for VMware, for instance. And if it comes to VirtualBox, at least that is free of charge. And from there, they'll be required to set up Linux platforms, something like Ubuntu, CentOS, Kali Linux, introducing them to the real stuff. And again, trying to contextualize them to whatever is needed in the industry. Because it is one thing to have the knowledge, but it is another thing to use the same knowledge in the industry and also to commercialize your knowledge. So you find out many young people who are very technical, they are unable to commercialize these skills. And this is one thing that you are going to also encourage and challenge them to do. And another one is on the part of innovation. So they are going to go through a very extensive and comprehensive session on how to innovate and on how to activate the creative thinking in them, the critical thinking, the creative thinking in them, so that we can encourage as many innovators from Africa within cybersecurity. Because if you look now at where we are, there's so much great strife and great growth in IT and technology adoption within Africa. But we have not seen equally the same level and measure of growth when you come to cybersecurity. And it is the high time we encourage innovation. We need to see products and solutions which are coming from Africa into the world. It is possible because Israel have done it. Cybersecurity is one of their leading, export product. It is possible for us to encourage, to challenge, to train, to teach them on how to innovate around cybersecurity. Like now, we are one of the leading technical leaders for the National Hackathon, which is sponsored by the Communications Authority and the Huawei. And we conducted the Nairobi one last week. And we were amazed at the level and measure of innovation. They were required to build a mobile app. And we were amazed when they did presentations. And when they did presentations before the facilitators also were able to advise them accordingly on how to enhance, optimize their innovation, on how to commercialize. And it means there's a gap when it comes to innovation in cyberspace. Because how come when it comes to fintech innovation, we have seen so much energy and so much interest from investors. But when you come to cybersecurity, We need to see antiviruses built from Africa, built right from Africa. It is possible. The same brain is needed, but we have not maybe somehow trained and reached out to as many cyber professionals as possible to also show them that it's possible to build solutions which are for cybersecurity and to sort out African problems, because for Africa, we have very unique problems when it comes to cybersecurity, and it is only an African innovator who can be able to understand. And again, we challenge potential customers out there that when our African brothers and sisters innovate, let us take advantage and buy and be the users and consumers of these solutions and services. So um, in summary, we are doing this in the honor of Kevin Mitnick. So this is not a one-time thing, but it will be a lifelong thing. It is a vision. Yes, I am the carrier of that vision, but I will need a community of people who can be able to believe in this dream, who can be able to believe that Kevin did a lot of good things. He did a lot of good things, giving us a solution. No before, one of the leading user awareness platform globally. He also showed us it's possible for you to be a hacker, but again, be a professional hacker who can be able to wear a suit and make presentations in conferences. And he was such a mover and a shaker within the cyber conferences around the world. Anywhere that he presented, you expected a massive audience within these conferences. And this is the journey that is starting, because we also need so many Kevin Mitnicks out there all over Africa. Globally, it is possible, it is doable. So if you feel like this is going to benefit you in a way, make that application. We are not going to charge you at all. But the process is not free of charge, because we need people who are going to participate in dissemination of the knowledge. We need resources which are needed, the servers, the computers, all those things. Even I have seen young people who come and they don't even have a laptop or a computer. So there's need for more resources um, in order to be able to be a blessing to these young people. So again, if also you're a professional and you feel you need to partake, you need to partner with us in this, you can reach out through the email mentorship@wahomefred.com, and I'll be able to respond with more details. We also have a team that runs the campus mentor lab. We have a WhatsApp group that has been there from since 2015. It's only that now we feel the honor of Kevin Mitnick, and now let us do it in the honor of that great legend. In as much as we do that, we also participate in reaching out to the young people who feel like they want to get into cybersecurity, but they don't know what they're supposed to do. They don't know who they're supposed to contact, and they don't maybe have a computer or a laptop for them to be able to do that. So with that, I want to appreciate you. I want to appreciate you again and again for taking time to listen to this conversation. Sorry about the small light. It went off. I think the batteries went off. I forgot to charge them well. So this is the light that I'm using. So you can see the batteries went off. So we'll be having weekly conversation to just share with people, share with audience on our progress on this initiative, where we are seeking to honor this great legend, Kevin Mitnick. And I know that we will participate in also inspiring the next generation of cyber warriors and cyber security professionals. I'm also happy. I have seen young people doing great things out there. Remember, we are not intimidated at all. I have seen some of my seniors being intimidated when we do initiatives out there. But for us, those who are behind us, those who are younger than us, we want to confirm to you today that we are not intimidated when we see you being nominated out there, when we see you doing great initiatives, because it is you that we need to give you the baton. We cannot be into cybersecurity forever. So we'll need to pass some of these skills, some of the networks, But again, ensure that we shape you accurately so that you can be able to be defenders of our cyberspace. Thank you very much. If you feel you want to, again, get back to me, you can use the email mentorship, mentorship at wahomefred.com. Thank you again. Thank you, and God bless you.